guys, today's video is a little bit different and I know it's not exactly what a lot of you subscribed for, but this is something that a lot of people have asked me for. I've had loads and loads of questions recently about my makeup and what products I use, and lots of people asking me to talk about this, ooh, thunder outside, this little area of my desk. Sorry if you can hear that, we've had crazy thunderstorms recently here. You might have seen the lightning pictures I posted on Instagram. It's been kind of amazing, but poor little Kyra gets terrified, so I may have to run off midway through filming and comfort her, but we'll see how this goes. So loads and loads of people have been asking me to talk about this area of my desk, which is full of makeup and skincare goodies and everything like that. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Like I say, this video might not be for everyone, so feel free to just give it a little skip. This isn't going to be my usual kind of content, but for something a little bit fun and different, you know, why not? The first thing I want to make super clear is that even though this looks like a lot of makeup and a lot of products, I don't use anything super expensive. Everything I get is just available on the high street and from regular shops, you know, like Boots and Superdrug and Savers and things like that. I'm not a rich person. I've never come from a rich family or a rich background. I've always had to budget. So I think maybe my most expensive thing here is probably like £12 or £15, not a lot at all. And most things I buy, I get when they're on offer. So there'll be things like, you know, you buy £10 worth of Barry M products and you get a free makeup bag, or you get things on like a 3 for 2, or, you know, buy this, get this for £2, you know, that kind of stuff. So I tend to kind of like save up my money and buy makeup at the right times and end up saving a lot of money in general that way. The biggest thing that I find is before I even start talking or thinking about makeup, skincare is really, really important to me. I kind of think of it as, like, when I'm doing a painting in the house and I'm, like, splashing around my acrylic paints or my watercolour paints or whatever, I always put down blankets on the ground to protect our flooring and our rugs and our tables and things like that. And I always have cleaning products on hand because when I inevitably spill stuff, I have to clean it up quickly. So I kind of think of skincare as the same thing. Like, you need to have a good base there before you can put anything else on your face. So again, I care about skincare, but I don't spend money that I don't have on it. One of my favourite face washes at the minute is this Garnier Skin Active Pure Active Intensive Daily Exfoliating Scrub. Really long name to basically just say it's a really good exfoliating face wash that helps clear out all my pores. It gets rid of any dry skin, because I tend to get dry skin on my nose, and it's really, really good at getting rid of spots really quickly. And speaking of spots, whenever I am stressed or drinking a lot of sugary drinks, I tend to get a couple of little spots popping up here and there. You've probably seen them in my videos because I don't make a big effort to hide them. I got one up here on my forehead at the minute who's just going. But the best thing I found for getting rid of spots right now is this little Clearasil Rapid Action Treatment Cream. Literally, it says it gets rid of spots in 4 hours or reduces the appearance of spots in 4 hours. And I didn't believe that claim, but it works. Seriously, this stuff is incredible. It's like one little dab on the spot and it dries it up, it clears it up within like 2 days. It's barely there. This stuff is like a miracle worker, and I think it cost me like £4. So good. And while we're on the subject of Clearasil, because you know, why not? I've also been using these Clearasil they're called Rapid Action Pads, and basically they're just little facial wipes, but they're textured, so they're a little bit exfoliating, I find, and they're really good for like clearing out the pores. So after I've taken my makeup off on an evening, I just rub one of these over my skin, over my face. It leaves your face quite sort of like tingly in a nice way, not in a like allergic reaction kind of way, just in a cleansing kind of way. It's a nice feeling. I just rub this over my skin and my skin has improved so much since I've been using these. Again, the tub was like £3, I think, for 28 pads, I think, something like 28.30, so it's basically a month's worth. They're so good. And while we're on the subject of taking my makeup off, I usually keep a pack of facial wipes next to my bed, so I can just rub my face off if I've like come back from a bar or a club or something late at night, which I don't do often, but every now and again I will, and I'll not want to like sit here and do my skincare routine, so I'll keep that next to the bed. But mostly if I'm wearing makeup for work or throughout the day or whatever, I'll use the Garnier Micellar, I can never say it, Micellar cleansing water. And basically one of these things, I use these to take my makeup off, and a cotton wool pad to wipe it over my face. It literally like just dissolves the makeup on your face and gets rid of it and clears off any like dirt or anything that you picked up during the day, and it's really, really good. And then afterwards I just go over with a little Garnier Soothing Botanical Toner. It's basically just a toner. I rub this over my face as well. And yeah, this is basically my little skincare routine. I switch up what moisturizer I use. I don't really have a good one to recommend right now. I'm in the middle of trying out a couple of different ones. But obviously, moisturiser is really, really important to stop you getting dry skin and to keep your skin young and healthy and happy, because if you're getting on a bit like me, you'll start to see some wrinkles appearing like I am under my eyes, but you know, you can always pretend they're not there by using really bright lighting like I do. Also, before anyone comments that my makeup today is weird, I've got some weirdly placed eyeshadow here. I don't. I've got a little scratch under my eye, which is kind of like swollen up a little bit, and it's gone a little bit red, and it looks gross, and it just basically looks like I've got a big splotch of red eyeshadow and gone bloop here. I haven't. I'm just broken. On to talking about actual makeup stuff. I don't know if you guys know, but I don't really wear makeup day to day. I only really wear it if I'm on camera, or if I want to have a play around and do something fun, or sometimes I'll wear it if I'm going out, but even then I won't normally do like a base of foundation and stuff on my face. I only really use foundation when I'm on camera because this camera picks up all my faults and foundation kind of helps cover them a little bit. But if I am going out like on a night out or something, I will just use a basic little primer on my face, and my favourite one that I found at the minute is the Maybelline Baby Skin. It's an instant pore eraser. And it's this really, really lightweight primer that I just like pop it all over my skin, and it really does kind of help hide the pores. It leaves my skin really, really soft, and somehow it does help kind of even out my skin tone a little bit because, you know, I need all the help I can get. Otherwise, if I am wearing makeup, the primer I'll use is this Revolution Pro Prime Oil. This little thing. It's like a little sort of dropper type thing, and I just pop a little bit on my skin and kind of massage it into my face, or use a sponge to kind of tap it down all over my face. And it has like apparently some like vitamins and stuff in, which is supposed to be good for the skin. I don't know how it works. Basically, this little thing here was like £7, and it is amazing. It leaves my skin feeling so soft and hydrated, and it makes my foundation last for like a full day of work, which is great if I'm filming multiple videos in one day. I need that. Speaking of foundation, this is the foundation I pretty much use every time I'm on camera, and it is the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Stay Fresh Foundation in the shade Natural Rose. This whole foundation here cost me like maybe £8, £9, £10, something like that, and I've been using this for probably about 8 months now. I'm probably getting ready for a new one. Yeah, this has like a 12-month shelf life on it, so I'm probably getting ready for a new one, which is fine because it is getting close to running out, so it lasts. You only need a really, really tiny bit on your skin, and a little bit goes a long way. I don't really like heavy, thick foundation. I prefer like a really, really light covering. Like I say, I pretty much just use it to even out my skin tone when I'm on camera. I don't really see the point in trying to cover up things like spots or flaws too much because everyone knows they're there, you know, everyone has them. I might as well just live with them and embrace them, you know? Like, I do little bits to try and cover them up, because the thing is with, like, videos and stuff like this, I don't want to look back in 5 years and have the only thing I remember about myself being like, oh god, I had a huge spot that day, didn't I? I want to be able to look back and be like, oh, remember when I had that nice eyeshadow or whatever, you know? So yeah, I'm not obsessive about covering my faults, but this helps me cover to the right amount that I like, and it does look quite natural in real life, so when I do have to go like take Kyra down to the toilet or pop to the shop, I don't feel too embarrassed having this foundation on my face, you know? Because most people can't tell it's there, and that makes me happy. The shade I find really difficult to get right with foundation because I have really weird skin where it can be quite pale at times, but the moment I get in like any amount of sun, I go so dark. It's quite funny when me and Dan go on holiday actually, because he's Brazilian, so the first time we went on holiday he was like boasting about how he gets really dark skin and he tans so easily, and then the first day we were there I went this like dark brownish colour and he was like burning, and he was like, this isn't fair, how is your skin tone darker than me? I was like, I don't know, it's just what my skin does. I can be like caramel colour, or I can be like white as a sheet, you know? It's just a weird thing. So finding a foundation that works for me is tough. This one is okay for pretty much like day-to-day use and when I stay out of the sun, so it's good enough. For a little bit of concealer to try and hide my dark under eye circles, I use this little Maybelline Instant Anti-Age Eraser Eye little concealer. It's quite cute. It comes with a little sponge. I can't even open it. It comes with a little sponge on the top, so application is quite easy, and then I just blend it in with, you know, a damp makeup sponge and blend it into my skin and my foundation and stuff like that. Again, this costs like maybe £6 I think, and it lasts forever, so it's quite good as well because it doesn't get like caked up in the wrinkles under my eye, which is really important. So it does last quite a while and it's quite nice like that. Also, when I'm on camera or if I just want to kind of even out my skin tone a little bit without wearing a foundation or anything, I will just use this little Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I just take a flat brush like this. I don't know if it's meant for this, but I found it works really well for it. Just swirl it in and then kind of like tap it over my face or like blend it in really light little circles all over my skin, and it just stops me looking oily or greasy or anything like that. It makes my skin stay matte. It's a really lightweight powder that you don't really feel is on your skin, but again, it does just kind of even out the skin tone a little bit, and it's a nice little base. My other favourite thing is, you guys know I quite like my bold eyebrows. I have quite sort of thick eyebrows in terms of the hair that's there anyway, but it's actually quite light hair because naturally, as you can probably see from a couple of my roots here, I'm a natural blonde, which is weird, I know, and I don't like it. I don't like that hair colour. So I dye it dark, and that means I also fill in my brows with a darker product as well to try and make it match my hair, otherwise I just look a bit weird. And my favourite product is this very, very well loved and quite old now Maybelline Master Brow Pro Palette. It comes with like a kind of dark brown eyebrow sort of wax type stuff, which I don't actually use too much. And then it comes with the powder as well, which I do use to fill in my brows. And it comes with this little kind of like highlighting product as well, which you can just sweep kind of under your brows to help define them a little bit. I don't do that too often, but sometimes for fun I'll do that. This is the one product that I do use kind of like 4 out of 7 days a week. So this is the one I wear the most and use the most, because without this I just look a bit silly because my brows do not match my hair. Again, that was probably around £7 or £8, and I bought that probably coming up to about 2 years ago now, so it's probably getting ready for replacing. But the point is, it lasts ages for the money, and it's really, really good value. So I apply my eyebrow powder with a tiny, flat, angled brush like this, which I think most of my brushes probably cost, and I have quite a few, as you can see here, they cost probably between like £4 and £9 each, depending on what I wanted and what I needed and the quality and stuff like that. So I didn't spend too much, but I made sure I have like decent quality soft brushes that aren't like £1 each, you know? I have like a little fan brush for applying my highlighter when I do videos. I have big fluffy round brushes for applying blush. I have different size fluffy brushes for applying different eyeshadows, and I have flat brushes for patting on certain eyeshadows, especially metallic colours and stuff like that. So basically I try and make sure I have a different brush for everything. It's kind of obvious though, isn't it? Not very good at these kind of videos. And in terms of like a makeup sponge, this is overdue a wash. It's been like a week since I washed it now, so it's getting a little bit gross again. But I just bought a regular kind of sponge from Superdrug for maybe like £5, and I've had this for like 3, maybe 4 months now. You just run it under water to dampen it, squeeze out the excess water so it's just a little bit moist, and then you can use it to blend in your makeup, and it's really good for foundation and concealer. And I really like this. The other thing I just want to mention is that I wash my brushes probably every week to every 2 weeks, depending on how busy I am, just with hot water and a little bit of antibacterial soap. And it keeps them really clean. It keeps them in pretty good condition, I think, because I've had these for ages now, most of them. Because clean brushes, good skin, good makeup application. In terms of eye stuff and lip stuff, there's a hell of a lot I could talk about because there's a hell of a lot of stuff I use, but so I don't bore you guys. Oof, that's thunder, can you hear that? But so I don't bore you guys, I'm just going to talk about a couple of my favourite little bits. So one of my favourite products at the minute are these little Barry M Matte Me Up lip kits. So I got one of the metallic ones in the shade, I think it's Allure. And you get a lip gloss and a little lip liner in the set for I think about £7 or £8. So again, really good value. And the lip liner's decent, it's pretty good. I don't really have too much to say about that other than I like it. But the lip gloss is what really, really impresses me. It's a matte lip gloss, so it dries, but it doesn't dry out your lips. It leaves your lips feeling really soft, really satiny. It looks really nice. It lasts absolutely ages. And I'm really, really impressed with this, especially for the money. Another favourite lip product of mine, which you'll probably see me wearing in probably every other video if I'm honest, is this L'Oreal Colour Rich Matte Lipstick in Moka Chic. This one is basically a kind of almost like a baby pink shade or a dusty pink. Basically, it's the shade I'm wearing right now. It's an absolutely gorgeous lipstick. I have got through this so quickly, but it's a really long-lasting colour. It feels really soft and silky on your lips, and it's just really pretty, I think. It's the kind of colour that I think will suit most skin tones, and I absolutely love it. Again, I think I got this for like a $5, so not exactly expensive. Another of my favourite products, and the last lip product I'm going to talk about today, are these guys. These are the Rimmel London Stay Matte Liquid Lip Colours. I have quite a few in a lot of different shades, including a black colour, which I absolutely love, but I'm a little bit terrified to wear on camera in case you guys judge me and are like, oh, it's so weird. But I think it's really cool and really pretty, and it kind of adds a little dark edginess to some makeup looks. I have a bunch of different colours of these. They are a little bit prone to drying out your lips after a while, but in terms of the staying power of the colour, unbelievable. These last hours, literally hours. I can drink wine and eat food with these on and they barely budge. They're really, really good. My favourite colour is this one in the shade Blush. It's just a really pretty, nice, girly pink shade and I really like it. And you'll see this one in a lot of my videos as well. In terms of eyeshadow products, I've been experimenting with a lot of new bits recently and getting quite a few new palettes and things to play with, which has been really fun. My favourite one, which I'm wearing a hell of a lot of at the minute, is the Barry M Fall in Love eyeshadow palette. This was probably around £5.50 or £6 on Amazon I got, and it's these absolutely gorgeous 10 matte shades of eyeshadow in really, really gorgeous autumny shades like red and yellow and orange and browns. It's got some nice creamy and pinky colours in here as well. Basically, it's a gorgeous set that'll go with so many different skin tones. They're really, really pigmented, more than I expected, and really easy to blend with each other as well. That is something I find about Barry M products actually. They're really, really good for being highly pigmented, which a lot of products aren't, so not to be rude, but I got this a while back. It was the Maybelline Rock Nudes palette, and it looks gorgeous. You've got some browns, you've got some metallic blues, some purples, some silvers, some golds, and it looks really nice, but they're just not very pigmented, and to have any kind of saturation in the colour, you really have to build up layer after layer after layer, and it's just not fun. Whereas with these, you need like the tiniest amount on your brush, and a little really does go a long way, and you get some gorgeous, gorgeous results. Another one of my favourites is this, which is the I Heart Makeup Golden Bar, I can't speak, eyeshadow palette, which does look like a chocolate bar, and you open it up, and my mum actually bought me this, so thank you, Mum. But, sorry, you can probably see fingerprints on my mirror, but there's all these absolutely gorgeous, like kind of, again, sort of autumny shades, but these are metallic, so you've got like some nice golds and bronzes and reds and browns, and it's just absolutely gorgeous, and I love this palette so much. It's good for adding a little bit of sparkle to a look. So I kind of tend to start with a matte base and then add at least one shade of sparkle in there afterwards, because fun. And then about probably 18 months ago now, I bought the Makeup Revolution Flawless Matte eyeshadow palette. Again, I'm trying to kind of like avoid blinding you with the mirror. And this is a really, really nice palette that has like a ton of colours in here. And this is like £7, I think. So again, this was really cheap. And it has loads of shades from like kind of yellowy flesh tones to pinky colours, and then like browny flesh tones, and then some bluey greys to end with. It's just a really nice sort of base palette that you can start your looks with and then build up from there. And I find this is really, really versatile, and I really love it. And quite a few of the colours you probably can't see, but I've actually hit the pan on quite a few of the colours because I've used this a lot. It's a lot of fun to play with and really, really versatile. The other thing I found is the Revolution Pro, which is kind of like the slightly better version of that, I think. And it's, again, Who Makes My Prime Oil. I got one of their eyeshadow palettes. Again, I think this one was about £7 as well. And the shades in this are a lot bolder, but again, they're really, really pretty. I got it mostly because I really like these pink shades, like Firestarter and No Doubt, and this gorgeous metallic red devil colour here. And there's a dark charcoal grey colour, and there are some really, really nice like orange yellow colours, which I've really been into at the minute. And basically, yeah, this is another one of my favourite palettes where they're way more pigmented than I expected for the price, and a little really does go a long way in terms of blending and building up the colour. So again, big, big fan of this. The last thing I want to talk about are these adorable little Barry M products. So you'll have seen me talk about these if you follow me on Instagram, because I've been posting these in my stories so much recently. I swear the amount I'm talking about Barry M, they should be sponsoring this video, but I wish. They're not. I just spent a hell of a lot of money on them and absolutely love their stuff. I've been wearing Barry M stuff since I was like 15 or 16 or something, and their stuff was okay back then, but now they've really stepped it up, and a lot of the stuff they've been releasing recently is so good. They are absolutely killing it. So these two are some of my absolute favourite products ever. They're holographic eyeshadow toppers, and I think they are actually proper holographic. If you're Simply Nailogical, you'll know that a lot of people use the term hollow when it's not really hollow, but I think these might be hollow. I'm not sure, because they've got that colour shift with like the whole rainbow in there, so it might be. But these are just eyeshadow toppers, so they're kind of like metallic-y top coats that you can put over your eyeshadow. And this one is Asteroid, and this is kind of like a blue to green tone with a little bit of pink in there. And this one is Stardust, which is like a purpley pink one with a little bit of blue in there. So I know they don't sound different, but they are very, very different, trust me. Basically, a little bit of this goes a hell of a long way. And the sparkle you get out of this. Like, let me just pop a little bit on my hand. So I find it's really easy to have like a... Okay, this is terrible. You can't really see the sparkle. These are really, really good for a little bit going a long way to add a tiny bit of sparkle, or you can kind of build up the colour in layers and get a really, really bold holographic look on your eye. And they're just a really, really fun way to kind of brighten up your makeup a little bit and go a little bit crazy with it. So maybe not for everyday office wear unless you're a YouTuber, in which case do what you want with your office wear. I wear pyjamas most days. But seriously, probably not for day-to-day like office or workwear, but for going out, for festivals I guess. If you just want a little bit of fun on your day off, definitely get these. Again, they're like £4 each, and they are so much fun and they're so good, and I love them and I cannot recommend them enough. So there we go. That has been me gushing about makeup for probably like half an hour now. I'm going to try and cut this video down and get it to like a reasonable length, but we'll see what happens. Basically, these are just a few of my favourite products and what I like to wear and what I've spent a considerable amount of money on. And just some of the bits that I really recommend. If you are kind of interested in makeup-y stuff and getting into makeup, I don't recommend you go out and spend like, you know, £50 on a palette straight away. Definitely start off with this kind of stuff, which is, you know, £7, £8, £9, £10 a palette, because it's worth it, and you can get quality stuff without spending the earth, and this kind of stuff really allows you to kind of experiment and figure out what kind of products you like and what colours you like and what works well for you and what doesn't, without breaking the bank and spending a fortune, you know? Like, I am still in the stage of me figuring out what makeup works for me and what doesn't, and what I like and what I don't like, and figuring out how to apply it properly. Like, even if you see the difference between me like now and 2 years ago, the change in what I can do with makeup is insane. It's kind of amazing, actually. Okay, go on. This is me 2 years ago, and this is me right now. So I've definitely been like playing around and experimenting with makeup more and just having fun with it. I guess the main thing I want to kind of say to people, because I do have quite a lot of like young women and young girls following me and watching me and stuff. And I guess what I want to say is, never feel like you have to wear makeup. I never feel like you have to do things a certain way, or you have to wear this colour, or you have to wear this product because you've seen it wherever. Just figure out what you like and what works for you and what you're comfortable with. And if you don't want to wear makeup, you don't have to. That's absolutely fine. And if you do want to wear a full face of makeup, that's absolutely fine as well. Just make sure you're taking care of your skin and looking after it well. Also, in terms of skincare, drinking lots of water and having a good diet with lots of veg is a big, big help. I always notice when I go through my stages of not eating so well, or like I say, drinking quite a lot of sugary drinks or snacking quite a bit, my skin does get a hell of a lot worse. So good diet, lots of water is the key to good skin, I found. Don't take makeup too seriously, and don't get hung up on it and feel like you have to do this or you have to do that. That's something that I'm still learning today. For a while I was quite reliant on makeup because I didn't get chickenpox until I was 16, and when I did, it was really, really bad. Like, I had to take a whole week off work, maybe 2 weeks actually off work. It was really awful. I still have scars covering my body from the chickenpox because it was so bad. I have scars in my eyebrows, I have a couple of little ones like on my cheek, and one right on the end of my nose. I have a couple on my belly, on my legs, things like that. And they're not really noticeable to anyone else but myself. But because I knew they were there, I felt really self-conscious about them, and for a while I wouldn't go out without like a full face of foundation. And, you know, this is when I was like 16, and Dream Matte Mousse was popular, so you can imagine what I looked like, and it wasn't good. Yeah, I'm not embarrassed about it, I don't regret it, because it's what you do as a kid. It's what you do when you're figuring out what works for you and what doesn't. And now I think I'm just as comfortable with a full face of makeup as I am without a full face of makeup. And that's what I think everyone should kind of strive to reach, you know? For me, makeup is a fun thing and it's like a hobby. It's like I use makeup in the same way that I do painting or I do photography. Like, I do it for fun and to create something and to just play around with a medium, and, you know, I enjoy it. Anyway, I'm finally going to stop rambling now and just let you guys get on with your life, and I'm going to stop talking. But if you do want to see me talk about more kind of like little personal things like this and just have a little bit of fun, then please let me know, because I did actually really enjoy this. It was quite nice. It was a change from the kind of serious, heavy stuff that we've been touching recently, like child abuse and marriage advice. It's a nice change. Anyway, definitely shutting up now. Thank you so much for watching today, especially if you have made it through this far in the video. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys. You're amazing. But for now, I'll see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching today. If you enjoyed this, you can check out more from me at the Here and How podcast, a weekly science podcast I host with Rationality Rules and Holy Kool-Aid. In the meantime, you should know I have merch available now, and it's awesome if you want to go check it out. But for now, a huge thank you goes out to everyone supporting me on Patreon this month. You guys are awesome! Seriously, a huge thank you especially goes to Gambit and his chauffeur, Deshawn, Mark Darner, Eric Reed, Christian Berg, Rachel B. Royer, Jaden Shepherd, Jaylee Moore, Religion is BS, Sir Michael Moore, Matthew Minamar, Tate D. Gibbs, Greg Ladd, and Pixelated Skeptic. Plus, check out everyone else who is mentioned here on this end screen and down in the description below. I love you guys so much.